Today we're talking about product adoption. When we look at the technology marketplace and at the marketplace in general, we often need to make decisions on adopting a product ourselves. When we compare products, we may want to know, well, who else is using that product? What experience are they having? Are they having problems? Do they like it? And is that particular product more used this year than last year? If it's in an uptrend, of course, we want to be using a product that will become popular. We don't want to be using a product that will basically disappear and become end of life. And that's just the nature of a conservative customer when you implement a technology. In other cases, companies like investment firms, investors want to understand exactly what's happening in the marketplace with the users and the customers as they place bets, they place financial bets in equities, in the stock of the companies that sell these products. So there's many reasons why a lot of people are trying to understand product adoption. And not a lot of data is available because, of course, the companies that produce this don't want to give all of the data on adoption. So we'll go through in this post some of the tools that you can use to find data around this. So this is a triangulation exercise. It's not really finding the data that will give you the exact adoption unless the company is public and it is going to outline in the annual report, which is the 10K form published every year, the exact breakdown of its revenues by product, and then the sales of these products by, say, quantity, by unit sales, by region. It's quite rare nowadays that public companies go into this level of granularity in their annual report. They will give you the total sales, maybe they will give you by business units, but not necessarily by product. The other drawback of using annual reports and financial statements, some of these financial statements come every 90 days, which are income statements, balance sheet, cash flow statements. The annual reports, which include more details, are only available every 12 months. So if you're looking to make an estimation quickly and during the year on how a product is ramping up or ramping down, the annual report is going to be having some lag in the data that it gives you. So other than that, there are data points that are more real-time and also more imperfect. So the first one is Google Trends. If you go to google.com/trends, you will see basically a search bar, and that search bar gives you the opportunity to enter a product. When you enter that product as a keyword, you will see a chart of all of the people who have also clicked on that keyword or searched for that keyword in the last few years. And that gives you a basis for what's happening. Alexa is another service on the internet that collects website data, and it's very imperfect because it does not have trackers on all the websites. So it has to do that at the overall traffic level on the internet as to what people are searching for and where people are going in terms of websites and the popularity of the website. The idea of Alexa and Google Trends is that you could use these numbers and the historical trends as a proxy to a product adoption. And of course, it's not an exact proxy, but it'll give you what Alexa can measure about a particular company, a particular company's website, the whole website. And Google Trends can go into a particular product as a keyword, and that's more granular. Google Trends and Alexa, of course, give you an idea of user market share. User market shares are very different from commercial market shares. When you read analyst reports, most of the time these reports look at revenue shares. So if, for example, a total market makes up 5 billion in revenues, they'll say that the first vendor has 1 billion, the second vendor has 500 million, the third vendor 200, and then the rest of the vendors have the rest. But this is only revenue. It's very common in open source, in freeware, in everything that does not have a price attached to it, to not be in these reports. And that's how open source became very popular and how commercial companies missed their open source competitors or the new trends in user adoption, because these open source products had a zero price. And that's what's debated in a book called The Mindshare Market. The Mindshare Market makes the point that most reports that focus on revenue and only revenue miss the free adoption. And because the free adoption in technology, especially in software, is very widespread, because software does not have a marginal cost, it costs nothing to sell the incremental unit of a piece of software. It misses, in many cases, all the open source market, all the freeware, all the adoption that is happening outside pure commercial transactions. Google Trends and Alexa, for that, are kind of interesting tools. Then you have a number of resources that are company specific, meaning you have to go to the company's website. Salesforce, for example, gives you a trust website with some statistics of the transactions happening on their servers for the last rolling 30 days. So if every 30 days you go there and you sort of monitor the numbers there, you'll see how they evolve. And of course, transactions on the server, user transactions, are not a reflection of sales, of new sales, but they are a reflection of what users are doing, all else being equal. Downloads, take the example of WordPress. It's got many plugins. Each of the plugins show on their plugins page the number of active users, number of downloads, and you can find also on support forums for each product what people are asking for. What are the issues? And that'll give you, first of all, an idea of, are there a lot of questions in that support forum? Because if there's no question, it means there's not a lot of adoption. If there's a lot of questions, it means probably there's a good amount of adoption, at least a lot of people asking for product questions in general or issues they're having. Issues can also be an interesting topic to monitor. What problems are people having? So all of these together will help you triangulate the data. If a company is public, you'll get the annual reports. You can see Google Trends and Alexa almost in real time. You can see company-specific info almost in real time. And the combination of all that hopefully gives you the idea that you're looking for. All right, good luck.